it is looking very obvious that the Presidential Tribunal will nullify the February 25 presidential election, which dubiously produced Tinubu. Prior to watching that video, I was beginning to doubt my own six senses as to the distortions that go on in public discourses about the election, a growing conformity syndrome that attempts to culture to the powers, whether acquired fraudulently or otherwise, and the ongoing attempts to pull the wool over our eyes on that electoral ice in the wee hours of the night. Not that this is the proper decision to make for the court or tribunal, considering Tinubu ought to be disqualified outrightly for his numerous constitutional baggages, but it is a face-saving, soft landing measure to all the parties, especially those who ought to go to jail, that is Mahmoud Yakubu. So Bola Tinubu, in his usual wheeler dealing, is beginning to co-opt Wike and Kwakwaso to his side. His instance on Akpabio for the Senate President, a good move though, is to preempt the possible few weeks where an Igbo could become acting president. The video evidence of Labour Party at the Court of Appeal on Saturday, which showed Yakubu and Festus Okoye both confirming the provisions of the law on beavers and IREV, have all but cleared the air on that presentation by the Labour Party and PDP. In the first clip, Yakubu said there is no going back on beavers for the accreditation of voters and no going back on upload of results directly from the polling units to IREV. On the second clip, Okoye identified two modes of collation of election results to include transmission from polling units and the physically copied to be taken to the ward collation center. The stress the primacy of the technological transmission. He said if there is a dispute, you refer back to the electronically transmitted results. My Lord Justice, watch with apt attention with their hands to their jaws. It was obvious they had heard enough because both PDP and Labour Party witnesses have inched and elucidated their testimony on this fundamental breach of election day. On election day, the respondents, including INEC, Bola Tinubu, and APC, have all admitted technical glitches as the reason for their non-compliance. They have corroborated the witnesses' evidence of the failure to transmit by insisting it is not mandatory in law, despite this being stoutly espoused in Section 64 of the Electoral Act 2022. By Yakubu's assurances, being the sole national electoral referee, the principle of a estoppel under evidence laws had come into play. Also, the principle of a legitimate expectation under contract law was activated. By definition, estoppel is the principle which precludes a person from asserting something contrary to what is implied by a previous action or statement of that person or by a previous pertinent judicial determination. For an expectation to be legitimate in a contract, it must have been made by a legitimate authority, and such representations would prima facie blind the public authority. Unless Nigeria is a confirmed criminal state, nothing would prevent the nullification of the fraud of Yakubu on the ground of substantial non-compliance if nothing else flies. Finally, those videos of last Saturday reassured me that I am alive and well and not suffering from excessive fever. That away from the gas lighting and double speak, the law and the facts cannot be altered. Okay, living in full paradise. No rerun. Tinubu the result will turn. A rerun means that no one won the election. It also has to do with security assurance and financial capacitation. No one would like Lagos, Guba, Rivers, West, and so on experience to reoccur in any election, and INEC needs to restructure. So the court should give the verdict to the winner. It is constitutional. Peter Obi is proving he won. The delusion or illusion of this actor actually underlies psychotic symptoms. You can speak all this English, you can speak. Nigerians are used to corruption, they are used to irregularity. So all this due process means nothing to them. Majority of them, or not everybody. When shall we move out of a barbarism to civilization? What the writer is saying is a probability. Let us accept truth, irrespective of party affiliation. Any person can be our president, provided election is conducted free and fair. The question of political party, ethnicity, religion, and region are not important, but let the choice of the people prevail. All the ruckus is as a result of the way Mahmoud Yakubu handled the election. I don't even believe anyone is against Tinubu who is also a Nigerian. There will be no rerun of election in this country. If it's come, what are you going to do? What Labour Party is fighting for is to make sure that the process that produce the president, Labour Party is fighting to make sure the process is an excellent one, so that our president could be addressed as His Excellency. That's all. Time will tell a good piece. Those who are not watching the PEPT are not aware of the facts laid out there. Of course, some people are following this thing keenly. I really thank God because He will not disappoint us. Our collective solely mandate must be restored by God's grace. Shame on APC and INEC. Congratulations to Nigerians. For putting his hands in irregularity, he should be discredited, disqualified. This analysis is in the fertile imagination of the writer. What does one expect from a Yoruba tribal bigot like you? Bigotry stings from you 100 miles away. Well, rubbish. All our crooks evidence. Tinubu is our president for the next 4 years plus 4 years. Adversaries can go to air. Yes, everybody will also be going to the same markets and buy fuel from the same petrol stations. No wahala. My dear, keep your BP drugs by your side. Tinubu is on his way out of Asu Rock. INEC certified copies are cooked evidences. Abba, tribal bagot. You see white, you call it back. Somebody said they are not even following. Majority of them are not even following the petition tribunal and all of that, and that's why they can just vomit all manner of things.